Hi everybody, TJ Mack of Vintage Cards and Nostalgia here. Pardon my voice today, I got a bit of a cold going on, so I'm just trying to work my way through that. But before I get to today's topic, I want to do a shout out to the channel Canadian Cards. Of course, the person who runs that channel is Mike, who's just a great guy. I had the opportunity to meet him in person last week, and we just had a really wonderful visit. We got together for a couple of hours and just talked about cards and life and just YouTube channels, and it was really just a great experience. He's the first YouTuber I've ever met in person, and I certainly would like to get together with him again in the future. And it was a little bit funny when I told my wife and kids that I'm going to meet somebody from YouTube. You know, if you're not somebody who makes videos or part of the community, I can see where that would seem a little strange, that you're just going to be getting together with somebody that you've never even really had a conversation with on the phone. So I can understand again how my family felt. They weren't worried or anything, but it just seemed kind of odd to them at first. But when you get together with somebody that has a common interest, such as Mike and I do with collecting, the conversation flowed real easy. And, you know, we talked about cards some, but you just get to know a person. You talk about life, the ups and downs of YouTube and different things like that. And before you know it, you've been sitting there for a couple of hours. And I really do look forward to getting together with Mike in the future, and just appreciate him reaching out and wanting to get together. I also want to thank Mike for gifting me these two magazines. I got this 1972 Sport magazine with Bobby Hall on the cover, and then this 1973 Great Moments in Sports magazine. And I just look forward to going through those magazines, and I really do appreciate his generosity. So just once again, Mike, thanks for everything, and I look forward to getting together with you again soon. So what I want to talk about today is how, as collectors, the experiences we've had and continue to have, they play a significant role in how we view the cards we collect. Now, there are some collectors who focus primarily on rare and iconic cards, and that's where they spend a large portion of their budget. It may be that they just view the Topps and Bowman cards of the 50s, 60s, and onward as just too common, and they're just seeking a greater challenge for their hobby. And there are others that seek out cards that bring back childhood memories, while some others may be chasing high-grade cards of Hall of Fame legends. Now, there are countless ways to approach the hobby, and there could be some collectors dabbling in all those areas to some degree, but it's all shaped by experiences. So my question today, before I get into my perspective, is what about you? How has your approach to collecting been influenced by your own experiences? Is it the thrill of hunting down a rare find, or the joy of rediscovering cards from your childhood, or something else that really drives you as a collector? Now, for me, the way I view cards has been, of course, shaped by my own experiences, ones that are very different from many collectors in this community. As I know, there are a lot of collectors who attend card shows pretty frequently. Now, for me, I haven't been to a card show since I was 17 years old, which was 33 years ago. It's even been a long time since I've stepped into a card store that offers a variety of vintage cards. Instead, most of my adult collecting has been done online. And that, in some ways, has made me see cards differently than someone who goes to shows or card stores on a frequent basis. Now, of course, there's nothing wrong with attending card shows. In fact, something can be said for the social aspect that they offer. You know, hanging out with your fellow collectors, finding deals that might not be available online, and you get to see a very wide range of cards in person, or some cards that you might not see online very often. But for me, buying cards online has definitely shifted the way I experience them from when I was a kid, ripping open packs and going to card stores and card shows quite a bit. I want you to take, for example, this 1981 Topps Ed Too Tall Jones card that I recently added to my collection. I haven't seen this card probably in about 35 years. I pulled it from a pack in 1981, and there's just something special about being reunited with it again. It is this year from Topps that I just have fond memories of. One specific one was on a Saturday evening. I was sitting at my parents' dining room table, and I would just have stacks of these cards in front of me, and I would sort them in team order. I would read the backs. And I remember learning about how Too Tall Jones returned to the Cowboys in 1980. He had left football in 1979 to pursue a professional boxing career. And just seeing this card again, it just takes me back in time. And that's one of the advantages, in my view, as a collector who connects with cards in that way, is not seeing them very often makes it extra special when you finally do get that card in your hands. And I think that's one of the advantages to buying your cards online, is that you just don't see them often enough to where I think it takes away from that experience. Another card I picked up with a Too Tall Jones is this 1981 Topps Leroy Selman. And like Jones, he was a defensive end. And Selman was an all-pro player during his time and a Pro Football Hall of Famer. And just somebody that I really liked watching as a kid. Those Buccaneer creamsicle colored uniforms always drew me in. And Selman was the best player on the team at that time. And a card that I'm real happy to be reunited with again, just like the Too Tall Jones. Another card I added is this 1976 Topps Dave Parker. This is a third-year card of his. I'm trying to put together one of his cards from 1974 to 1982 Topps. I just need the 75 and the 82 to complete that. And I'm very fond of the 76 set. I love the design, the colors that they use that match with many of the uniforms on the card. It's just a very eye-catching design to me, and I think some of the photography is very well done in the set, and this Parker card is no exception to that. So just a card I'm very excited to add to my collection. The last card I want to share today is this 1987 Topps Tiffany of Reggie Jackson and the California Angels. I've paired it alongside this 87 Topps traded Tiffany on the Oakland A's, which is his last Topps card from his playing days. And the only Reggie Jackson card I need from his Topps run is his 1982 Topps traded. I actually had won it in the past, but then the seller informed me that they accidentally relisted it because they had previously sold it, so I wasn't unable to get it at that time. But it's not a real hard card to get, and I'll add at some point this year. What I'm looking forward to doing, though, is once I get all of his Topps cards, I want to put them in a display case, because I think it's just going to look fantastic on my wall. Being that Reggie was my favorite player growing up, I'm really excited to do that. So that's all I have for today. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and until next time, take care.